Alright, who do we got? We got Boomer. He's kind of hidden. He's hiding. He's such a good rogue. He's hiding inside of everybody. Look at him, dude. You would never see him if you were looking for him. Playing some, I think, assassination or subtlety. We'll see. Drain life, having the other play at all. Everleo. Ooh, I like the Mog. I dig the hat. I like it. Killer. Making a comeback against Zainish. Didn't even get to play last time. Versus Brock sucks. This man was more of an Ash catching guy. Binus. Krispy Kreme, Lufu. Ooh, he looks so funny as a human. And chemistry. Who's up first, boys? Looks like it's gonna be Binus again. Versus Killer King. GXF. FM radio. Killer King, GXF. The best news radio in all of LA. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop. He's sparking up, boys. He's sparking up. Oh, he's going in the overdrive. He's going some big damage. Trying to catch up to Binus. Got the whole army rolling. And Binus is getting slows on the army of undead. He has to cleave through the army. This is like, by God, Lich King all over again. But the A-bomb is so slowed in the back. Binus haven't had to deal with it. Gonna get a disarm onto Killer King. Trying to get some damage while he's got it. Killer King has no way of dealing with this right now. Actually, in that execute phase, trying to go for a heal or something. Just didn't let him... He was like doing an animation lock. Not sure what happened. Did you see that? It was like he was trying to land a plane or something for a second. What just happened? But that was a big old execute by Binus into a stealth. Cataclysm coming out of Drain Life. Not even playing Affliction. He's just gonna not even drain your life. He's gonna obliterate your life with a big old Chaos Bolt. Into a CC by the pad. Drain Life could go for a big setup. Is gonna go popping for big cooldowns. Big Infernal coming down. Chaos Bolt to follow. Binus trying to find a way to deal with it. Actually got a spell reflect off. Drain Life took some damage from that and getting interrupted on fire. Still can fire off a Chaos Bolt as he gets stunned up. Trinkets out of it immediately. Fear coming down. Binus is actually just CCing the hell out of Drain Life right now. Actually CCing him to full. Shadow Fury trying to come out. Is going to land it, but that's going to be Malignet by Binus. Finally, that's a Chaos Bolt fly. But Drain Life is still in the bad spot. Trying to get a Fear on to Drain. Not going to be able to. Cataclysm to follow. Gets out of that Cataclysm. Chaos Bolt to follow. Actually gets a Reflect again right now. Drain Life is an execute range. Oh my God, that's two people back to back. It's like a rogue with all that CC. Do you see that? Do you see that? Oh, why is this cracking? That's going to be Boomer up next. What kind of spec is Boomer playing? Very hard to... Oh. Binus like, oh, I'm sorry. Just smacked him with a weapon on the head. I'm sorry. Is Fury viable in 3s? Yeah, Fury is viable in MVP. I think Fury is viable in 3s. It can do well. I want to find out what Boomer's playing. Is he playing good old Subtlety or Assassin? Looks like it is... Oh, big old DFA. I guess expecting CC out of Binus, but a stun is going to lock him down for a bit. Can he get some setup? Disarm coming in. Is playing Subtlety. The hardest spec to play. Trying to get some combo points onto Binus. It's going to get a Nightblade in there. Cheap shot to follow. Trying to get a big setup onto Binus right now as he has the big heal rolling. And that's going to be evasion coming in for Boomer. So Binus can't get a single heal off of it. Continuing with those Shadow Strikes right now. Trying to get a big execute. We're just walking right after Binus into a Vanish. Needs to go for a reset. Binus is going to go pick up the eyes. No mages on his team for now. This is going to be very interesting if he'll be able to do anything. Looks like Binus might be done for the count, at least for the time being. At least for now. It's going to be Nightblade into a cheap shot, blades and everything. That's going to be a full stun by Binus onto Boomer. Into a blind. Boomer's just trying to get himself a setup, man. Hasn't popped the dance yet. This boy ain't dancing quite yet. But he's going to run away behind the pillar. Needs to get the Nightblade onto Binus. Waiting out for the DRs, but he should be waiting for that stun by the warrior. He needs to get the combo points onto Binus. Is going to be AoE coming out for Binus. The Boomer is going to get himself a setup going. Back-to-back visitors coming out to Binus. Supposed to end him right now. Back-to-back stuns. Lots to see. DFA to follow. Getting rid of that stun. Because if you DFA a CC, mid-DFA, you're not CCable. You metamorphose that. So you actually dodge that stun with a DFA. Like he got hit by the stun. But the effects of CC just don't happen. And that's going to be a nice setup by Boomer. First man down in the alliance. Brock sucks. Trying to go hang out by the eye. Wants to pick it up. It's going to be kind of hard for Boomer to deal with. It's going to go hang out by the wall. Is Brock gonna send the pet out? As Unholy Death needs to always send the pet. The pet will sniff out the rogue for you. He's looking for him, but needs to send the pet out. Getting sapped up. Trinkets out of it. Is that adaptation? That's gonna be a Nightblade setup under Brock Sucks. Is gonna Lichborn out of it as Boomer is trying to go for a setup. Is gonna Trinket out of this though. Didn't commit too many cooldowns. Can go for another reset, but he had a really good combo point setup from the pet with a Nightblade into Brock Sucks with a cheap shot and full setup. Brock is just chasing after Boomer right now, just waiting him out. And he's trying to get that Nightblade. Is going to get that Nightblade. Full stun lock combo. This is an opportunity for Boomer to get the big setup. Big stun back to back into a death pack coming in for Brock. Vanish Glow coming out for Boomer. Trying to go dispatching this guy little by little. Trying to open up. Just get through his armor and Nightblade past it. Get a few backsteps, Shadow Strikes, eviscerates. And just reset over and over until his enemy does faint from all the damage coming out. But that's going to be a Lichborn up next. 100% out of Brock. Sap comes in, has to be running adaptation summon. Gonna open up on a pet, get the calm point so you can get the Nightblade into Brock. Stun coming onto Boomer though. Is not gonna be able to quite get the damage as Brock is just regenerating all that health. Full Kitty coming down. It's gonna be Lichborn coming in for Brock. This is what Boomer just needs to understand that, okay, he's just gonna Lichborn some of this stuff. That's okay. Evasion coming down for Brock though. Where did the Army of the Dead go? Oh, the Army of the Dead is following Boomer. They're just all nice, neatly stacked up. Trying to hit the pet for a little bit after getting a blind into Brock. Gonna get calm points, maybe even kill the pet in the process. Very, very close to. Actually does kill the pet. So Brock is not gonna have the pet stun available. Boomer needs to get in there, get a nice Nightblade in, and get it for a full setup. No Lichborn out of this one, no adaptation for a while. I think he's running adaptation at least. Cheap shot coming in. Brock could be in a really bad spot. Back-to-back stuns and Eviscerates coming out. Cheap shot, Eviscerate, cheap shot again. No Shadow Strikes coming out. Gets a short stun onto Boomer. Getting the pet out. It's gonna be big Death Strikes to come out to follow. Gonna be that hashtag better look behind you real quickly while you're watching Boomer obliterate Brock Sucks with a big old DFA as he gets stunned up at the end. Lived it though. That's another one down on his belt. Woo! The enhanced trashes arenas. Enhanced is not bad. Ass tickle about it, man. Ass tickle. But yeah, there needs to be more shamans, man. It's gonna be Boomer versus Lufu. Lufu's sitting out in that bear form, sitting out for Boomer to get out of there. Thorns coming down. Boomer doesn't want to hit into those. Boomer basically just waiting for Lufu to swap out of forms. Is gonna get out of the form. Gonna get that Nightblade in there. Full Kidney coming down. Wanna force the chicken out of Lufu as Lufu's actually gets some back-to-back damage into Boomer. Getting cheap shot, but he's still moving. Cloak Shot is coming out for Boomer right now. Lufu going back into bear form. Vanish coming in for Boomer. Luffy is gonna come out, gonna go for an obvious heal right now. And Boomer is gonna get back in there, gonna get a Nightblade set up yet again. Faint and reset for a little bit longer. Needs to play the long game right now. A subtlety, he can go for a big burst setup, but he needs a little bit of CC and the calm points ahead of time in order to get the most value damage out of this. With a big old DFA to follow at the end. Just trying to wait out Lufu. Maybe he can get a sap on Lufu? If he can land a sap, this would be perfect. Is gonna land a sap on the Druid. If he has the calm points, he can go for a setup. It's going to be a Barskin coming out for Lufu, though, with the Thorns to follow. Barskin's early. We're just going to bail out of there. Who's going to back away like my camera? He's gonna back as far as he can. Gonna open up on Lufu, get some calm points rolling. Maybe Lufu will get out of bear form. He's gonna find himself out of bear from. Cheap shot coming down. Lufu is gonna be in a bad spot. No thorns available. Back-to-back stun burst combo coming out of Boomer right now, though. Big old cheap shots. Back-to-back thorns is available. Could Boomer go for a big old DFA to finish him off? Lufu barely has any health. Looks like Boomer might be able to take him out. Lufu barely has any health. Boomer does take him out in the end with all those cooldowns, Shadow Blades, and everything pumping. Shadow Blades pumping through his veins into the daggers, stinking those daggers into the Druid. And Crispy is going to be up next, another Druid for the slaughter. Another poor little lamb. We'll see if Boomer can take out this one, though. That was a lot of cooldowns out of him. Opening up on Crispy. I think the only class that has a harder in duel. Subtlety Rogues have a pretty, I'd say pretty hard. But Boom is even harder. Bash coming onto Boomer, getting some insane damage. Instacast off the bat. Boomer not shrinking out of this one. Crispy is going to go for more instacasts to follow. Boomer's just going to wait, reset out of this. Cheap shot coming down onto Crispy, trying to force some cooldowns while doing some damage. Barskin coming down right now, which is good for Boomer to force some cooldowns currently. Crispy's trying to go for some big damage to follow. The Barskin available does have some setup. Trying to catch up after Boomer. Is he going to be able to? Blind coming out, trying to force the Druid's Trinket, man. Trying to force the Druid's Trinket if he ever can. Reset, that's going to be full reset for Boomer. It's gonna be Boomer getting back at Crispy with a big old DFA, looking stylish. With an evasion, trying to make sure he doesn't get bashed up by the Druid. The Druid has fought himself out of bear form, trying to go for some damage, but it's going to be cheap shot by Boomer. Back to back. Eviscerate's coming down right now. Back to back damage. Trinket coming out on Crispy. As Boomer decided to just commit with some big damage. Disarm coming out right now. Cloak with shadows out of the disarm. Trying to get the shadow strikes in there. There's going to be Thorns out for Crispy for a moment. Vanish coming out for Boomer. Regrowth coming in for Crispy. Is he going to kick it? Nope. Wants to sap it. Wants to sap it real bad. Sapping it. Crispy still had a dot rolling, I think. Gonna go into cat form for a moment. He's actually in stealth. Without any dots. No, there's a dot. Or maybe he coming out of stealth. Back into bear though. Bear versus rogue. Boomkin versus rogue. And Boomer does find Crispy into that stealth. 42% dampening. Crispy is taking back-to-back cheap shots. Back-to-back eviscerates. Big old DFA to slam down. Gonna do some damage. Bash coming into Boomer. Trick us out of it immediately. Crispy trying to go for some counter damage. Disarm coming on to Boomer, much needed. Regrowth trying to come out, is going to get interrupted. Can still kick without being able to stab. And the rogue does go down. Boomer is going to go for a reset. Last man left is Chemistry. Chemistry is the last one standing right now. Chemistry is going to be going over to Boomer. Boomer is popping up with a big old Shadow Blades off the bat. Big damage you can see into Chemistry, just getting synced in back to back into a DFA. Chemistry is going to drop down the Counter Strike Totem. Boomer's going to eliminate that pretty quickly. Chemistry wants to go for a big setup onto Boomer. Stun Totem coming down. Is Boomer going to get out of it? No, going to get stunned up. Chemistry could go for a big setup. No, actually not. Oh, big setup coming in now. He's going to trick it out of it. Chick us out of it. Try to end Boomer right now into a big old Sunder. Dropping Boomer's health fairly quick. It's going to be evasion coming in for Boomer though. Chemistry is going to pop wall, Earthbind Totem to slow him down maybe, but Boomer's going to dip behind the other side of the pillar. Chemistry is trying to go for some heals. Wall burn. Can he do anything against Boomer? Boomer's just going to go building comp points behind the pillar. Going to get that Nightblade into Chemistry. If he has a dance charge of Shadow Dance, he could go for something. He's going to keep building comp points off of the pet for now actually. Maybe re-Nightblade onto Chemistry. X trying to come out, cheap shot. Chemistry looks like he might be going down right here though. Back-to-back eviscerates. No, can't get go back-to-back cheap shots though. Not quite. Vanish coming out early. Chemistry's trying to swap him out. No, not gonna be able to find him. Not quite yet. But I think Boomer has this one in the bag. Though Sap comes in, and I don't think the Chemistry can really do much about this from here on. Shadow Strike, Nightblade. Shadow Strike for Boomer. Has a full setup. Cheap shot coming out as Chemistry dips into Ghostful form. I was thinking maybe Chemistry might be able to get a heal out of it, but nothing. And Boomer takes it 5-0 after displaying some dominance out of a Subtlety Rogue. Very well played, Boomer. Very, very well played. Subtlety has a hard, man. Subtlety is just not that great. I feel like almost against majority of the specs that are better for those, like if it's a Feral, oh no. Oh no, no, no.